Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Halloween Cup and we got a different team to showcase here today. We're going to be leading off with Charjabug with the Jellicent and Swalot in the back here. So we have a terrible matchup in the front, so we switch into the Swalot. We are going to have to tank a move here. Ends up being the Aquatel. Easy tank. And then we get switched into the Drapion. This Drapion here is Shadow. So you can see here Ice Beam did 40% right here. So this next Ice Beam would potential KO. So we're going to throw a bait here because we think they're going to shield, and we do get the shield, which is great. Here we're going to purposely over farm. We're going to try and win this switch. We throw another Sludge Bomb here. Ends up getting the shield, and then we are able to get to another Sludge Bomb before they get to another move. So win the switch here with 2 shields, no shields available for either side. We're going to try to race to this Ice Beam. Unfortunately, they are able to get to another Aquatel here. Switch into the Jellicent here, as we don't want that Charjabug against the Dragology. And they actually have a Toxicroak in the back, so this is even better for us. Looks like Jellicent was a core breaker. And we're going to have to tank a Mud Bomb here. Yep, Mud Bomb we're going to tank. And then we're going to switch and snipe that Toxicroak, and then we're gonna throw the Crunch. So Charjabug running Crunch on this version just to test it out. Traditionally it would be running the X-Scissor and Discharge, but in this case the Crunch was able to come in clutch for the neutral damage. So depending on what you're seeing, you're gonna have to figure out what Charjabug moveset you want to run. So here we have a fantastic lead, but we don't have the Discharge on it. So we're going to keep that Charjabug, and we're going to switch into the Jellicent. This Jellicent is able to resist the fast moves of these Nidoqueen. So we're going to apply pressure with these serves. So the good thing about these serves is they're fairly cheap moves, but also they do a chunk of damage regardless. So our opponent ends up throwing the Poison Fang right there, and we let it go. And now we have the Toxicroak back in here. This Toxicroak is going to be able to get to a move here. Nope, not before we get to another X-Scissor. So X-Scissor here are our best option, considering the Crunch would be resisted as well. We get probably a slight more damage with the Stab move, even though it's resisted. And then now here we're going to come back in with the Jellicent here. We know that we can tank one charge move from this Toxicroak. We're going to tank it. We're going to switch out, and it looks like this Swalot is able to find the Fairy in the back, and we're going to be able to tank one move here, and we're going to be able to get to 2 Sludge Bombs here. So one Sludge Bomb goes through, does roughly 40%. We get to another Sludge Bomb. This is either going to get the shield or they're going to let it go. And we do get that last shield. And this is all but over because we do have a shield right now. All we have to do is just go ahead and shield this up and throw an optimal timing here. The Sludge Bomb goes through. Let's see if it takes it out. I'm not sure how much health it has left. Okay, roughly 50%, but it ends up being left with less than 5% left. We would be able to fast move it down anyways. So GG's to our opponent right there. So Charjabug here has a lot of flexibility. Depending on what you're seeing, you could be running, like I said, X-Scissor, Discharge, or the Crunch. Here, this is a bad matchup because this Scout Bench does win the CMP tie versus our Charjabug. And we purposely overfarm there. We throw the X-Scissor. Here, we can't really switch because Jellicent does not want to see this Scout Bench. So we kind of play this out. We kind of want them to shield here. We want to get us one shield. We don't get one shield, so that was actually a pretty good play by them. We try to get to another move right there, but we actually faint on the charge move. So that is horrible for us and really good for our opponent right here. We have to come in with the Jellicent here. We anticipate them throwing Shadow Ball right there. And even if this is Shadow Ball, we are going to be able to tank it. We just want to... okay. The lag strikes again. We didn't even get to throw one of the moves, which would have probably got a shield. So that was a little bit unfortunate right there. We absolutely get bamboozled, and we lose all of that energy on that Jellicent right there. So this is all but over at this point. We don't even get to figure out what the third Pokemon is, but it is what it is. On to the next one. They just had a better backline than us, especially since they're running the Galvantch and Golbat. So this is the worst lead we can find. This is an automatic switch. We're going to switch into the Swalot. They decided to stay in for a bit. We know this is Rock Slide. Do we shield? That's the question. We decided to shield just to give this Swalot a chance with whatever's in the bag, because usually this Swalot does have a play against most things. So we were right. They bring in the Golbat here. We are able to get to these Ice Beams. These Ice Beams are chunking away. I mean, they're actually getting shields. Excuse me. We are able to get to another Ice Beam, but they go for another Poison Fang bait. So this Swalot is actually MVP right now. We get 2 shields, and we are able to farm down with our Charjabug here. So that makes us switch into our Jellicent against this Carbink. This Carbink is not switching out, so this Jellicent could potentially be another core breaker in the back. Here we're gonna decide whether to shield here or not. It could be a Moonblast. Ends up being the Moonblast, so that was a great shield by us right there. And then here we anticipated them switching, so we're gonna be waiting a little bit. We farm out just a tad, and then we get to this Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does not KO, and then we're gonna throw this Surf here to get this Jellicent lower, forcing out the energy. We were trying to switch, but I guess they already threw the move. And because we forced them to use energy, we know that we can try to get this Charjabug as much energy as possible and throw all of these moves back at this Carbink. I'm not sure if Discharge would have KO'd that Carbink at that range, but luckily we are able to survive that Rock Slide, and we are able to get to 2 X-Scissors to take out that Carbink. So actually coming back from an absolute horrible lead shows the power of this team right now, especially since that Swalot was able to not only stay in against that Carbink and flip the switch. So that was really good by us here. So here is an opportunity to showcase the Crunch. Potential debuff? Nope. So this Shadow X-Scissor, or this Shadow Sizer here is going to decide to try to catch a move. We over farm a little bit, we throw the X-Scissor, and we try to get to another X-Scissor. Unfortunately, this Greninja is able to get to it. So because we know that they have no shields, okay, we thought we could get away with one more Volt Switch, but unfortunately that's not the case. Now we can get away with one more Volt Switch. Then we're going to throw this X-Scissor. This X-Scissor will KO this Greninja. We had to invest 2 shields just to get rid of it, but it is what it is. Here we've got to try our best to get to this Crunch. We are able to get to the Crunch, take out the Sizer, and let's see what's in the back here. Ends up being the Golbat. This Golbat does have to get to a ton of moves here. We know that we could survive 1 Shadow Ball, so we're going to let this first one go. So we can throw on optimal timing. This Ice Beam here does a huge chunk of damage, so will not KO. And this is all but over. They're going to have to get to another move. We save a move, and we switch into our Jellicent. Even a Shadow Ball here does not KO, and they know that, so that is GG's. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.